That's pretty good.
That's a good one. I like that
I
one.
love it. Yeah.
I tried.
That's original.
I did a lot of things, and the people, those ministers said that, man, they want to use those because when I showed them about the Sabbath, I got a table I had covered it, and when they came in, I had them kind of hid the glasses, and then I had a globe there, make it look like the world, and then when we started with, and the evenings and the mornings were the first day, and so then I poured the water into the glass, and the evening and the morning were the second day, and I went through Genesis. We got down to the sixth day. We got 6 glasses there with 6 glasses of water. They all was the same.
Mm-hmm.
But then, he rested on the 7th day. So when I say he rested on it, I added some color to it. And then I said he blessed it. Then I added, it was something else to it. It was real beautiful. I put some, and I'll be honest, it was something like Kool-Aid or something just to make the color.
Yeah.
And then I added, and the 2 things, and then I added some, what they call
Oh,
sugar. It was a cane, some of your raw cane sugar. I put it, I said he rested, he blessed it, then he sanctified it. And I said he set it aside for a holy use. I said, look at these glasses. They were looking at everything that I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Then they looked at the others, and I said, they can't be the same. They can't. I said, God blessed it. And he rested on it, he blessed it, and then he sanctified it for a holy use.
That's pretty good.
I said, all the others is plain. So we went back to Ezekiel, Elijah. Trying to see where, well anyway, the 6 working days. When they looked at those 6 working days, and then they seen that, and all of them is plain. And you can't say that that's your holy day, or that's my Sabbath. It's not, it's the Lord's day.
Yeah, yeah.
And I said, when they said mine, it's got to be the Lord so we can join him.
Yeah.
But this is the Lord's day, and we got to going over it so good that they knew without a doubt. Then I played them the tape from David Hill, Bishop David Hill, who used to be a Pentecostal minister. He was a bishop over 81 churches.
Wow.
And,
that's big.
And I have the video and the tape of it where I went with him when he was in Atlanta, and he had a sister in his church had asked him about showing her in the Bible where God changed the day from the Sabbath from the 7th day to the 1st day. And he said, oh, well, she said, and he said, no, I won't just talk to you. I'll give a sermon on that the next Sunday and stuff. And so she said, okay. He went home and he thought it would be an easy assignment. He didn't pay no attention until later on. He know this lady studied. He says, you can't just tell her anything. He said, so when he was looking at the scripture, none of them were fitting. He said, because she'll shoot it down. He said, he said, I can't use this. Then he said, ain't no Jew was here. He said, no, the Spirit said, wasn't no Jews here then. Then he'd go to another, every one of them. Then he get back to church, he wasn't ready. He tell the lady, please give me some more time. I just was so busy and I kept, you know. Then he did that 3 or 4 Sundays, and finally he had to admit to the church. For every scripture that he had been using before, it did not work. And he had to admit that I've been preaching a lie. He said, for 41 years, I've been preaching a lie. I've been a minister for 47 years.
He confessed it?
Yeah, oh yeah.
In front of his whole congregation?
Yes.
Wow,
yes.
He had 81 churches, so he had to go to all of
He was
them.
a bishop over 81 churches.
Yeah.
And so when he told them that, the church members, they got where they began to cry and scream and holler because they didn't want him to start keeping, because he told me, I'm not going to be here next Sunday, it will be Saturday. We're going to keep the Sabbath. And they was really hurt over it because they don't want him to tear up the church over just a day and all. And so it went on and on. So when he went to the house, went to the church the next Sabbath, and he had church. he said as they was on the knees, they was on their knees praying. He said they had one eye open to see how many, whoever were coming in. So they had about 400 something members there.
Wow.
He said then he see one more come and everything. Finally they had about 16 that come in. And so when he started preaching, his sermon was as Christ's custom was. And he went on with that. But he said that then later, they looked up the, I don't know what the next Sunday or what, but the elders, and they had sent someone to take the keys from him, and said that he wasn't welcome no more there, because the Pentecostal people, they own you. The church, that's their church. And so they told him that they had to take his keys and he couldn't preach no more there. So he told them that we'll have church in my house. So the next time he went, they were having service in the house. They looked up, the deacons and everybody came to his house. And they brought the police. They decided to put him out of the house. And he said, but you got to
put him out of his own house?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Because they own the house. That's what he said. He said the Pentecostal people, they put you up in a new house.
Oh,
then they
it's like
put
a parish
church.
thing, yeah.
And so they had to put him out of the house. He said within 1 hour or so, they had him out sitting on the street. Cars pulling up, grabbing his belongings, and he was screaming to them, please give me a little time. And they didn't have to give him no time, because he wasn't paying rent there. And so they just put him on out. And then it was, after that, he said the daughter ran hollering saying, they taking the car away. Because he had a brand new Cadillac, and they have a brand new car every year. They give it to him. And he said they were putting the Cadillac on the tow truck. And he cried to my, and they wouldn't give up on that. And within an hour or so, they was homeless. Then they went to get some money to get him a room, and found out that they closed his account down. Says that it was a stolen car. And so the bank shut it down, and he couldn't get no money then. But there was a lot of stuff happened.
Talking about from rag to riches, from riches to rags.
Man, that thing, he went to, finally, it got so bad that he learned, and the postman found out that he was ordering all these books. And they wonder, what you need all these books? Are you
Boy, they just wouldn't let it go, would they?
Say what?
They wouldn't let it go like a dog with a bone.
No.
Evil.
And so they want to know, are you an SDA? Because they saw all these books he was ordering. He said, what is that? He didn't know what. And then they said, what? They said, well, we know you're not one of those, a Seventh-day Adventist. So he said, they said, well, why you? He said, well, I done learned about the Sabbath. He said, but I don't know nothing about the Sabbath. And I need to study. And they said, well, you know somebody that knows about the heat? They said, yes. The postman said, I know somebody that knows about the Sabbath. They really know. And they said, contact the Seventh-day Adventist Church. And he said, and so they contacted the Seventh-day Adventist Church. But when they looked up one day, because he had put an ad in the paper to all the Sunday ministers in New York around, stop preaching the lie about Sunday being the Sabbath or the Lord's Day. There's no scripture in the Bible, and if you find one, you come and that was after a little while later, because what happened is that they sent the leaders from the Seventh-day Adventist Church there to his house, and they said that these guys had 5 men had boxes under both arms of books, and they brought them to him. And he thought that he's going to have to pay for them. He tried to tell them, I don't have no money. I can't afford to pay for these. He said, you don't owe us not for one, not even one. This is free for you. And so it went on to where the president of the conference wanted him to join church. He's not yet. No. He said, I'm not ready to join nobody's church. I didn't want to know about the Sabbath. But later on, he was ready to join the church, and he went to them and said, I'm ready to join your church. And in the office, but he said, the president says, we can't do this now because this is a big thing. We'd rather do it at the camp meeting. And he want to know what, he told him about what the camp meeting was. We're going to have a large, we're going to have that's a lot of people, and we want you to be baptized there.
Now see, they want to make a big show of it.
Yeah, that's what was happening. So all that happened, and then later he studied and found out about the prophet. Ooh, he said, man, when he found out about Ellen G. White and the prophet, and that blew him away, that this church got a prophet. And they don't even appreciate it. And so then he got where he decided that he was going to be war. He said, I'm going to go and take every church back out of the Pentecostal church and have them to keep the Sabbath. And so when he started doing that, he went up to the bishop there in New Jersey, I think. He listened, he said, but brother, he said, Bishop, I can't do that, I can't quit, but I need a job, and my children love to eat. And so therefore, you know, he said, but the Lord will provide for you. He said, but when they had it at his church, he said that it got so bad where the police came in and drove him out of church by his heels, and them women and everybody jumped on the police, and they were fighting right there in the church. And he said they were battling it, boy. And he said that one of the sisters came up to him, said, what you doing? He said, I'm trying to keep you from going to jail. He said, I want to go to jail because look at that policeman. I busted his mouth and stuff. And so they went on about that, and they said, you can't judge something by one event. He said, because Pastor Dorn didn't lose not one member of the church.
Wow,
and they
that's
started
wonderful.
keeping the Sabbath. And from there on, finally, when you hurt the Pentecostal, you want to hurt the Pentecostal church, you hurt the tithes and offering.
Yes,
He said,
you
will
do.
get their attention then. So that's what they started doing. They said they decided to have a meeting with him. And he said that they want to debate the Sabbath. He said, come on, hurry, quick. And so, and his wife got scared because she's a honey. She said, honey, them men, they all know about Sunday. And he said, hey, you don't forget, I was a Sunday minister for 40-something years. I know all about Sunday. He said, but I know all about the Sabbath now. And so he contacted them back. They said it was Benny Hinn's.
Oh, wow.
It was Shamrock. That was a lot of the leaders of the Pentecostal churches and others. And they decided to talk with him. And they sent him his ticket, and they wanted him to come. And he was ready. But at first they told him that they wanted to, after they debated a few times, they realized, now he knew the scriptures. And so they decided to make an offer to him. They said that we are willing to give you your church back and all your churches back. We're giving you your payback, irretroactive. We're willing to give you your car back and everything. So he wanted to know what he had to do to receive all these gifts.
Yeah.
He said, all you have to do is go before the people and tell them that the demons have possessed you and have taken over your mind, and you didn't know what you were doing.
It must have
You
been
didn't know
something
what you
like
were
that.
doing. And he said that, remember the devil, he do the same thing. He took Christ up on the mountain.
Yep, he
If
tempted
you only
him
will bow
to.
down and worship, he'll
That's
give
right.
you all of this. So
That's
they said,
right.
we'll give you all this stuff back if you will. And he said, one thing about this problem is, ain't no demon took over my mind. And they said, well, a demon took over your mind, but you don't know it. He said,
really?
I know if a demon took over mine, I would know it. And finally they said, well, what we'll do, we'll have Benny Hinn's. You go out on the stage, Benny Hinn's will be there, and you tell the people about the demon took over, and that Ben and Hens had delivered you, had worked a miracle, and had delivered you from these
I
demons.
see where this is going. That's crazy.
Boy, that thing got so and then finally, T.D. Jakes.
Part of the tent group?
T.D. Jakes was there.
Oh, T.D. Jakes.
But it was really,
A part of the tent group?
so I had them to listen to that tape because they were coming. Brother, I'm telling you, those people are on fire right now.
Really?
So and some of their members is